No? Oh, you and your fucking voice changer. Alright.
Just tell me if it gets annoying.
It's already annoying.
It's too bad.
That sounds like a chipmunk.
Yeah, exactly. It's her doing her,
Oh no, I've got chipmunk.
fuck you.
You mean that's not already...
Holy shit on a stick. Okay.
The child and not the chipmunk.
Okay.
Would you prefer I did echo then?
I'd prefer you did none of them, but I don't think you're gonna get my wish.
I mean, I could always turn it off.
Alright. Oh, Indy's doing exercise in the corner. Alright, well, welcome everybody to this online session of D&D Blender, as we are all locked within our homes due to the zombie apocalypse happening on the outside. I am your humble DM, Tim, and around the table we have... Let's go around the table. We'll start with Sir Yogi and we'll work around.
Hi.
Your character name?
Oh, well... well, obviously it's Voss B. Mandel.
And you are...
I am me.
Okay. Eldar?
Hi, I'm Roosh Loudhammer, and
And?
and I've lost my Zax. I've forgotten his name already. This is terrible.
Well, you haven't lost Zaz. You're a friend of Zaz.
Zaz. I knew I was screwing it up.
There he is.
And I'm Zaz's.
Yeah, there's Zaz. Woo! Alright, so what else we got? Wallflower, introduce yourself. Put your microphone down so they can actually hear you.
Indy.
Hey.
Archaeologist.
Andy Jones, archaeologist. And of course we have our absentee player, who is Zaz, who is a time-obsessed wizard. And I'm getting really weird echoes of myself happening in this. Yep.
It's not. Our internet's terrible.
What?
Our internet's awful.
Internet's fine. What are you talking about? Anyway, can anyone remember what was going on the last time in the game?
I remember something about a tunnel.
Alright, so when the session last left off, there was a revelation of sorts about where the council members were heading themselves to the Forge of Fury. One of the members was attempting to acquire a weapon in order to stave off this great evil. It was also revealed the council members found out that or at least one of the council members found out the planet that we're currently on is spiraling into the sun. So that was all rather concerning for them, as well as the members of the party, and they were all attempting to finish off what happened, finish off what the members of the council had started, because many of them were found killed. One of them is suspected of being a betrayer, and I think that was relatively it. You guys found the robot beholder mech, found your way up to the surface of the planet, and I think after the recovery of the invasion of the shadows into the town, everyone was basically patching themselves up and preparing for the next step. that sound right? Or...
I think so. Are we having a rest or?
Oh yeah, you're all still rested up. It's been like a couple of days. You guys have been hanging around town, just doing
Does that
whatever.
mean the blacksmith's finally finished my sword?
Yes, the blacksmith will have finished your sword.
Cool. I should say, not a sword. It's a.
Well,
What's that called again?
your shortened trident. Yes. So the day is yours. What is it that you wish to do?
Well, I'll pick up my glaive.
Okay. So you make your way down to. Give me a second. I've got to try and work out how to stop this echo. It's driving me absolutely crazy. Give me one moment. All right, fixed it. Okie dokie. So, you make your way to the barracks, and things are still rather hectic, as they had been in the last couple of days with all of the recovery efforts around the city. But as you approach into the barracks, you make your way through, and the blacksmith goes, "Ah, you are here. Yes, I have completed work on your weapon," and he presents you with your modified trident.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It
that's
shall be named the Fork.
the fork. Okay. So you have additional proficiencies with the fork. What this thing also has, it actually has a. He's actually done some slight modifications to it. So it has the bladed section, but the handle itself actually extends out. If you flick a small trigger on the handle, it actually extends out into a full pike weapon, as a spear weapon if you want to. So you can utilize it as both sword weapon and spear weapon should you require it.
Ooh, fancy.
As he goes, "Thank you. I take great pride in my work, and I felt that making a trident into a sword was kind of weird, but we can always keep the traditions while creating the new. So good luck to you, adventurer, and farewell."
Farewell to you.
Voss, are you doing anything while this is going on?
Not really. I didn't really have much plans apart from what I'd already done.
All right, cool. And Roosh, what is it that you are doing currently?
Probably wandering around looking for a way to help people.
Okay. Well, there's still quite a lot of effort going on at the temple. That's been the main triage center for everyone in the city. So you can spend your time there helping heal the injured and continuing to make sure that none of the shadows arise from the bodies of the
Bodies.
slain. Which is
Yeah.
grisly work, but you have managed to do it with pride and dignity, giving send-offs to those and allowing the loved ones to grieve as they need. Zaz is never far behind. He's still scratching his head trying to work out what happened to the missing fragments, because after he hasn't seen it since the lighthouse, and it still perplexes him as to where it could have gone. And yeah, that was essentially what is going on there. Indy, what were you doing?
Not much.
Speak up.
I'm just back in the library.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So, Indy is back in the library. So, the morning passes, and it is now mid-afternoon. Did you wish to attempt to congregate at all, or
I'll probably go looking for everyone.
okay? So you wander through the city. Things are relatively back to normal, if you could say that. However, the stores aren't open, sort of very much like our current world. However, your path through to the temple is relatively straightforward, and you manage to find both Zaz and Roosh hanging out at the temple.
And probably Stevie.
Oh yes, I forgot. I forgot about Stevie. Hang on, I got to create a Stevie. There he is. Yes. Stevie has been assisting with moving of things. He's also become quite the fascination to the people of the town. But he's been taking it in his stride. He's been offering many of the small kids rides on his hands. Basically, he's been turning himself into a miniature Ferris wheel to keep the children entertained in this time of hardship. So as you approach the temple, you see Stevie giving rides to the children as they come to grieve. You know, just to help them take their mind off things while their parents are busy with the less or the more serious works. He goes, "Hey, Ru, sorry, what's your name again? Nissa. Hey, Nissa."
Is that safe?
I don't know, but they certainly enjoy it. Whee! You get to see him spinning around with the kids, and the kids are all giggling and laughing.
I'll turn to Zaz and Roosh.
Seriously though, is that safe?
Zaz thinks so, but I'm not going to question it.
As long as they hold on tight, it'll be fine.
It's okay, I've got them.
Okay. I'm just gonna stand over here. If any of them fall, it's not my fault.
That's it. That makes sense. Hang on, if I can do this bit here. Woo! Yeah! There he goes.
So, where's Mendel?
Zaz don't know where Mendel is. Yeah, not seen him since. He looks around to make sure that no one else is watching. I have not seen him since we all went our separate ways after the fight. Possibly he went back to his home. I'm sure he'll show up eventually if he decides he needs to get paid, or if he's going to assist us in this journey.
Or, he could be building a tower.
Building a what?
He's building a dice tower.
Yes, I see him building a tower. That's fine.
Okay, so where's Indy then?
I've not seen. Whoa, there she is. Okay. Do you come flying onto the scene, India? As that gets said?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Suddenly, India appears.
Indy, where did you come from?
Push the button, Indy.
Oh, I was from the library. What's been happening?
Well, that.
Points to the spinny kids.
Oh,
Also, I have this. Pulls out the fork.
Push the button.
is that new?
Oh yes, I just had the blacksmith finish it.
Nice.
And I'm finding myself doing the voice even though I've got the changer on.
Well, that's what you get.
It's not a bad thing.
Hmm.
explaining your character.
Yeah, well, I guess so.
So you see all your friends gathering out the front there. Roosh, do you wish to join them?
Yeah, I'll go out there.
Okay. So Roosh makes her way.
Seems to be an unannounced meeting.
Well, it's just everyone's just sort of gathering. So, and as Zaz sees you approach, what is the? I keep forgetting I'm not. I'm amongst friends. So, what is the plan? Are we hanging around here much longer, or are we heading off, or attempting to head off? And suddenly, Voss flies onto the scene, being knocked over by Stevie. Ah! Ta-da!
Aha!
Say, whoa, that was fantastic. Well done. Yeah. All right, kids. And then Stevie puts the kids all down and says, you guys all run along now. And all the kids go, yeah, bye, Stevie. And he waves and they all head off.
Well, I suppose we should probably prepare to go and chase the elder that was mean enough.
Yes, says Zaz. I tend to agree, but I'm still wondering what happened to the cube fragment, because I've searched everywhere on my person. I have no idea where it went to. It just disappeared after we got back, or at least since we left.
Are you saying you lost that thing that makes everyone de-age?
And you see him sort of, he opens up his robes and he's like patting himself down. He's like, it was here. And he points to where he had it stored and goes, it just vanished the moment we got back.
Yours too, I take it.
He looks at you, he's like, what do you mean yours too?
Well, I know I took one, and then it wasn't there anymore.
I see. That's most interesting. Well, potentially, it could be that two of the same object can't occupy the same timeline, possibly?
Yeah, but mine was obviously more important, so...
Well, I argue against that, but let's not get into semantics. I'm not sure where we could actually look for it, but hopefully it will turn up. But something that dangerous really should not be just sitting around somewhere.
You think?
Maybe we should go and check it hasn't gone back to where it came from.
And Zaz just that is probably a very, very good idea. Let's I guess we should make our way back to the Citadel in order to.
Can we use the teleporter thingy?
Well, if what they were saying is correct, because we reactivated the lighthouse, the teleporter should now allow us to get back there. The main reason we weren't able to get up there the first time was because the lighthouse had been corrupted. But since we dealt with the corruption, I think that the teleporter is functioning normally. I haven't tested it, but I would assume that would be the case.
How do we know we won't end up in another timeline if we go through the portal?
I guess we don't, but there isn't. I don't know that we have any other options, do we? Or it's I would like to be able to find this item again, but it's something that I have absolutely no idea where we could actually start looking, I suppose. But you know my thoughts. I think Roosh has got on the right track. If we can work out if we go back to where we started, that could be like the only real lead that we have. But then we also have the impending doom of the planet to deal with, as well as the potential corruption within the High Council members. So we've got many different levels in which we need to deal with things.
I was just thinking that when you lose something, you walk back to where you had last had it, and it's usually
True. But I did go back into the council chambers earlier, late last night, and wasn't able to get there. I didn't think to actually go to the lighthouse. I'm glad that I have you, Roosh. You helped to jog my memory.
thank you.
Oh, shall we all?
I'm just following the
We'll
group.
give it a try.
He looks to Indy and say, "You coming with us, or
Yeah.
okay?" Voss.
Well, sure, why not?
So he goes, "Yay! Let's go then!" And you all head off. Making your way through the city, you once again begin to climb the great spire of the citadel. Making your way up, the guards do not even question you this time. They just let you all pass, and you make your way up to the council chambers. Wherein, hang on a second, I need to go through my notes again. You find standing at his position on actually sitting in his chair. You see Eki Popolok, the deep gnome council member, and I'm trying to remember. You guys raised Tarvok, didn't you, or you were attempting to?
Attempting.
Right. Okay.
They took him off and said that they would do something about that.
That's right. No, he still hasn't returned, I believe. Yeah. So he's been raised. You have actually found out about that, but he is currently recovering from the resurrection. So he is still alive, but he is still unconscious and recovering. So and Eki welcomes you in. I'm trying to remember what was the voice for Eki. That's right. I'll make one up and I'll readjust it if that's the case. Eki goes, "Oh well, you have returned. Excellent. So are you going to pursue our traitorous ilk, or what business do you have? I've made sure that we've added some additional supplies into your into our beholder mech, if that is the method in which you are actually traversing the surface. I believe that would be the wisest way. But what is your next step?"
We just need to duck back up to the lighthouse really quick to check something, and then I think we are gonna take the beholder mech out for a
Oh, very well. Yes, please. And he steps off and he points down to the teleportation circle. If you yes, just step into the circle and just make sure you tap the correct icon. And he indicates the small spire icon, which will teleport you to the tower, to the lighthouse.
I'd just like to point out I just got an achievement for not flipping the table.
I got an achievement called restaurant. I have no idea what that means, but there it is.
Thank you.
Oh, that's right. It wasn't restaurant. It was restraint. I misread that. Yeah, that probably makes more
Yes, that's the one.
sense. Okay, cool. All right.
For not flipping the table.
Very good. All right. So he shows you where the circle is, and Stevie
Okay.
immediately jumps into the circle. Yeah, we're going for a ride.
Is anyone else coming?
Yeah, stepping in.
And Zaz follows. And Stevie actually look. He goes, "Wait a second. Where are we going?"
Back up?
To your old home.
No. And he jumps out because Yeah, I don't like that place. I'll wait here. I'll guard the rear.
Okay, we'll be back shortly.
Okay. And Eki indicates to you the symbol and waits for you to tap it.
Poke.
So,
As the moment that the symbol is tapped, there is a incredibly bright light, and you all disappear and reappear in the circle, back into the tower. You recognize this area quite well. It is the main control room. You see the artificial modrons working at the machinery, and everything still seems to be going quite well. You actually see there is now a single guard on duty in the place, and he draws his weapon towards you and then withdraws it and says, "Oh, welcome. What brings you back up here? All operations are running smoothly. We did not I did not request any additional backup."
we just have to check something.
Oh, what is it that you need to check?
Official council is
Zaz?
So what did Nissa say?
official council business.
Oh, okay. And Zaz looks to Nissa and he goes, yeah, Zazathrak lost something shiny, weird puzzle piece. And the guy goes, "Oh, well, I have not seen anything like that, but if you care to look around, you may do so." And Zaz goes, "Zaz, thank you," and he bows and begins to walk on his stick. If anyone wants to make investigation with advantage as having a look around.
I will. Um, my high was
Rolling
an
is
18.
hard.
Sorry?
My high was an 18, but I need to check my skills. 20, not Matt.
Yeah, so 30, 20.
Mm-hmm.
Voss?
I think I've got 21. I'm just double checking.
Cool.
Oh, I think I just rolled a natural 20.
Hey! Look at you.
Once I figured out how to roll 2 dice at once.
You just pick up 2 dice, you just draw a box around it and throw them both at the same time.
That's what I just did. The 2 pink, purple d20s under your...
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so you got the natural 20 on the search roll.
Yeah, plus 4.
Plus 4, 24. Cool. All right, so you guys you go through this place with a fine tooth comb. You're turning over things. You actually find there's a small area with covered with some cups. You look under every single cup, and you are unable to find it at all. You even go through the different rooms, very very quickly through the secret passage. And the guard, when you actually open, here's a question: do you open the secret passage? I'm guessing yes.
We have to, but I might take the guard out the front first for a quick talk about the ropers on the roof, perhaps, and keeping his distance and safety procedures.
Fair enough then. So yes, you do that while he's distracted. Zaz will open up the secret door and continue with the search. But even going through all of the different chambers and checking the cage where it was placed, it is not there at all. It appears to have vanished. You see Zaz looking very, very dejected about this whole thing.
Shouldn't have touched it.
Yes, but we needed to in order to try and get that guy out of his loop. And Zaz loves time. You know that. This thing is created out of time. I had to touch it. I had no choice.
I mean, I was always against touching the thing that made you de-age, but anyway.
I'm not. Look, I don't have arthritis in my ankles anymore. You see him leaping up and kicking his heels together.
Well, that's great for you, but I don't want to be a teenager again.
Hmm. No, I can understand that.
Well, let's just continue on with our other mission, and we'll think about it. We'll try and work out what we need to do.
Yes. I think attempting to stop the world falling into the giant ball of fire in the sky is probably a better idea at this stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, how do we do that?
I have no idea, but I think maybe we follow and find the person who knew about it most. The what was her name? Eltom, the one who was it Eltom or Breyer? I've actually forgotten who it was now.
It was a female, I'm pretty sure. The male we found dead under the bed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so it was Breyer. Cool. Yeah. Okay, so make your way back to the teleportation circle in the main room of the lighthouse. The guard, none the wiser that you have. Actually, make a deception check for me, if you could, please,
Oh no.
Rouge.
What does that say?
It's an 11 plus whatever you.
11 then.
11? Okay. I'll just roll to see.
And I also have a tick when I'm lying. So
Oh, that's okay. He rolled a 3 on his insight to work out whether or not you were lying. So or whether you were hiding something. So he is none the wiser as to.
I'm very insistent about the dangerousness of ropers.
Yes, you managed to convince him that the ropers are much more of a threat, and he's focused outside, making sure that the ropers do not come anywhere near. So much so that he nearly wanders outside of the gravity field, but he manages to steady himself and not go falling to the city. Makes his way back into the building. So, okay, did you manage to find it anywhere?
No, we didn't.
Oh well, I will keep my eyes peeled for you. If I find it, I will bring it to Lord Eki.
Maybe don't touch it if you find it.
Oh, okay. I will cover it in a cloth then, and I will inform Lord Eki.
Whispering to Zaz. Will that work?
Zaz just looks at you. Zaz, no.
Sure. Do that.
Thank you. That would be really helpful.
Yeah. Always willing to serve. And he puts his hand over his heart, giving a Roman centurion type salute, and then just goes back to ogling the Modrons in their work.
Shall we go?
And
Well, I've got nothing to do here.
all right. Zaz steps into the circle. Everyone else doing the same?
Yeah.
All right. Everyone else steps into the circle, and he taps the button for the council chambers, and woo! Everyone reappears in the center of the council chamber once more. And Stevie goes, "Hey, so how did it go? Did you find it?"
No.
Ah, damn. Well, I mean, these things they do tend to turn up every now and then. I mean, it kind of showed up weirdly in the first place. We're not really sure how you guys found it the first time. So, you know.
Is everyone here?
Everyone is here.
Interesting.
Good.
What is interesting?
It was in the little cage above you, Stevie. How come you didn't know how it got?
Well, my memory isn't all there. You know that.
No, sorry, I must have forgotten that.
He looks at you and just goes. Oh, by the way, there is someone here that is looking. For, sorry, what's your passive perceptions, everybody?
Hang on.
Passive perception is 12.
12,
15.
15. All right. Nissa, you
14.
14. So both you and Mendel, as soon as you see Stevie go, oh, by the way, and as soon as he says that, you see a shadow begin to loom from down the corridor leading out of the tower.
What's that? Sorry. What's that?
And then it goes, oh, there's someone who came looking for. Oh, shit. my mind's went completely blank. Someone has been here. He's looking for his eyes. And you see. One moment. You see. Hang on. Scale this thing up.
What is that?
Marching down the corridor towards all of you, this large clockwork monstrosity. And Zaz looks at it, immediately recognizes it, and goes, "Oh yes, oh no!" And you see it begin to speak. Let's everyone roll initiative.
I step in front of Zaz,
Mhm.
like, straight away.
Mhm.
I might just use the dice in here. It's easier.
All right. So the order is Nissa, monster. Oh no, sorry. Indy goes, then the monster. Okay. So this creature begins slowly. Hang on, let me get slowly making its way down the corridor, and as it says, as it does, it says, "Zargathrak the Imperishable, you are wanted by the city of Mechanus by order of Lord Primus." And Nissa, you are up first.
Zaz, what did you do?
Zaz looks. He's both terrified and like smiling because he knows what this thing is and he's never seen one before, and it is incredibly fascinating to him that this thing actually exists. Yeah, line yourselves up. So anyway, Nissa, you're up.
Alright. What's my movement speed against? What, 25?
25, I believe, yeah.
I'll go 20. Pull out my fork in glaive form.
Mm-hmm. So you pull it out, hit the switch, and the handle extends down.
And I'll ready an attack if it gets too close.
Okay.
Now with that, because I've got the Polearm Master, do I still get the bonus attack if he triggers the attack?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So your reaction area is basically if he takes one more step forward, you'll be able to hit him.
Mm.
He's just outside of your reach as it is.
Now my initiative was what, 23?
Yes, something like that.
You should make it 25 because I forgot to do my dread ambusher again.
Either way, you're still first, so it's fine.
But with my walking speed increased by 10 feet, I might just do one more.
Oh, okay, right. Cool.
Yeah, I got rid of one of your circles when I was trying to rub out my 2.
What happened? Oh, I see. That's all right.
I wrote my initiative on the board and I tried to rub it out.
Oh, and you erased it. That's all right. Yeah, you can just draw it back in if you like. Just use the circle tool. There you go.
So what are the full circles for again?
Oh, the 4 circles are the pillars. They're the pillars that are attached to the ceiling, so you can use them as cover to hide behind if you wish.
All right, and this one we're standing on, does that
That's the
count?
teleportation circle, and then
Okay.
up the back is the dais and the steps to the raised platform, the big square with the squiggle in it. That's the
Okay.
council chamber, or the council's bench. Okay.
Mhm.
And then behind that is where the beholder tunnel is. Roosh, sorry, Indy, you're up next. Sorry. Yeah, tap your button if you want to speak, remember. Yeah, tap your button to talk, remember. We're not hearing you. Put your microphone down. Yeah, there you go. Technical issues, everybody.
Vine whip.
Okay. So you extend your hand and attack with a vine whip. So roll an attack. Indy, you've got to roll to hit, not the damage. 10 plus what? Right, so 15. I do not believe that will hit. No, most definitely not. So you fling out with your whip, and it just hits it. Just goes. Ping! You just see it just flick up across the surface of this creature. Do you wish to do anything else? You can move and make a hide if you wish. Yes. You keep forgetting to push the button.
I wish to move and hide behind the creature.
Okay, then please do so. No, not behind. You can't move that far. You could hide behind one of the pillars if you wanted to, but that'd be it. Or you could hide behind Stevie. That'd be your movement. Or you're going to attempt to hide behind Zars. No, he's not big enough. Okay, that's all you're moving? Alright. It is now its turn. It looks at everybody, and it just says, "Do not interfere. This ruling is final and cannot be changed." And you see the gold disc in the center of the creature's body. It begins to turn really, really quickly, and then light blasts out of it, encompassing all of you. And I need all of you to make wisdom saves.
Okay.
$16.
16.
Is this a magic attack?
We'll say it is, sure.
I rolled 16.
16.
I have advantage on wisdom against magic.
Cool.
Oh.
Oh, what?
Okay. I got 18 was my better roll.
18. Cool. Any pluses to that or no?
That was with the pluses.
Oh, that was with the pluses. Okay. And Mendel.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
I put my dice next to my mini.
Oh, right. Cool. his? Hang on a second. I'm gonna open up Zaz's character sheet. I can't look at his.
This isn't a frightened thing, is it?
It is not. No, it is not. Need to get Zaz's modifier because he may have passed with that. Wisdom save.
Is anyone else getting the mech with like a white background on one side, but like no background on the other?
When I opened up 2 different images accidentally. One of them had transparency, the other one didn't. So that's
Okay.
why it's white on one side and not on the other. Okay, so everyone except for Zaz failed. So
Really?
you needed a 20 to pass that. Zaz had a +6 on his wisdom saves, and he rolled
Oh.
17.
That looks better.
Well, not yet.
Yeah, now I've got the shit side.
Yeah, now I've got the crap side. So turn that shit
I'm
back
looking-
around. Thank you very much.
I'm looking at it from the other direction.
Yeah, I know exactly. I was looking. It was one specific way for a reason. So put that shit back. Thank you. So everyone, unfortunately, all of you are now stunned except for Zaz. Until the start of its next turn. Okay, and that will be.
Oh, hang on, wait.
Yes.
That's not 11. That's a 17. That's 20.
No, sorry, that one.
I-
That was I picked that dice and rolled it for Zaz.
Oh, you stop pinching my dice.
Sorry, they're all my dice. This is my game.
I colored them to be my dice.
Does that mean I don't get my ready to attack?
Correct, because it's
You no longer take
you
reactions.
no longer take reaction. You're now stunned.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Fine. If that's the case, here I'll make myself some metal dice.
Don't get my metal D20 mixed in then.
There we go. Okay, these will be my dice. All right, and then it'll take a few steps toward Zaz. And that will be all that it will do in its turn, because I do not believe it can do anything else. Nope, it cannot. All right, that is it for its turn. So we'll go down the list then. Mendel, you're stunned. Zaz is not stunned. Let's see. Zaz knows what this thing is, so he's actually just going to look at it and just go, okay, I will come with you. And he will take 2 steps towards it. And that will end his turn. So back to the top. Oh, hang on.
Hey!
Sorry, I missed you. Well, regardless, you're stunned. So.
Can I talk?
No, you can't. But you're essentially frozen. It's like time is stopped
Right.
for you. Yeah, so you can't actually speak at the moment. Yeah, so it goes Nissa, India, then it goes back to it. And you see it take 2 more steps towards Zaz. Places its hand on his shoulder, and there is a flash of light, and both it and he are gone. And then the stun effect wears off.
What just happened?
And you see Steedy goes, that was a Marut.
Oh, what?
A Marut. They are peacekeepers or intergalactic, interdimensional police.
Okay.
What?
Sort of like bounty hunters, but for things that, if someone has broken a contract or is messing with the laws of the universe and the people in charge of those things, they need to talk to those people. They need to justify themselves. Uh, they send those because they are inevitable.
Will Zaz be okay?
I don't know. It depends on what he did.
He didn't do anything.
Well, he must have done something, because otherwise they wouldn't have sent that thing. Yeah. Stevie walks up. He goes, I know it's hard to understand, but yeah, these things do not come out lightly.
What? I don't understand. And
He's just sort of looking. Yeah, you see, if you could imagine a robot looking nervous, that's the way Stevie's kind of reacting. He doesn't. He's actually physically, noticeably scared of what just occurred.
and Roosh is very upset.
Obviously. Everyone's no longer stunned, by the way.
I only just met him, but I also just only met you, so I don't know what's going on.
I've known Zaz for a really long time, and he's just a crazy old man with some magic stuff. Well, he's very good at making little things.
Okay.
You know, like little pins that you put on your jackets and stuff.
I mean, he was kind of old, though. How long have you known him his whole life?
Well, he's kind of known me more my whole life. For like a very long time.
What are we gonna do now? Hang on, he's still got his badge though, right?
Yeah. We're going to turn around and look in that.
Oh yeah, you run up there. You open up the chest, and Zaz's badge is not among them, so you know he is not dead. He's just not here anymore.
Well, I mean, he's still alive then.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as he's still alive, I'm sure we'll be able to find him at some point.
And the room falls silent. Mendel and
let me think.
Well, nothing we can do about that now.
I know. I will give him maybe an hour or two to figure shit out on the other end, and then I will cast sending, and I will ask him what's going
on. Okay.
Well, I guess we just sit and wait. Does anyone
Well, no, we have to save the world from the crash.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you said you wanted to wait for him.
No, I can cast sending wherever we are. I can do that wherever. We can go and start doing the other job, and then I'll cast sending in a little.
Okay, well, in that case, should we go to the beholder?
Yes, we should start doing that, I think. Have we got everything ready to do that?
I mean, I've got everything.
Okay.
Are the rest of you guys ready to go?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Alrighty then. So you'll make your way up the stairs here towards the behind area. Make your way through the tunnel and into the beholder. Who is attempting to drive it this time?
I call dibs on driving.
Goodbye! It's mine! I want to the beholder!
Part of me is like, I wonder what would happen if I went to one of those outside panels and just unplugged this and did that. Then see her try to drive it.
Nissa ready to fork to bop him on the head if he even thinks about it.
Because you can hear my inner thoughts.
Of course you
No, but I can see you eyeing it.
Oh, you can?
I have a passive perception of 15. I see you eyeing it.
Uh-huh.
Hang on 1 second. I've gotta do something here. Give me 1 moment. Oh, hang on, wrong button. Why isn't that working?
You need to convert it to a JPEG or something.
It is a JPEG though, that's the thing. It's weird. Alright, give me a sec here.
Sort of side note while we're waiting for this. Has anyone ever heard of a Rhodesian Ridgeback dog?
I have not. Sounds exciting.
They're massive, great big dogs. Like nearly Great Dane size. One of my neighbours has 2 of them. For some reason, they think it's okay to shit in front of our roller door too.
Well, you know.
Whoops.
There we go. Ha! Now you can all fight over who gets to control it.
Where in the hell? Hey!
Hey, if you're not gonna play nice, that's it. The table's going. So what I'm going to appreciate is you can flip the table, but it actually doesn't. It lets you reset it after the fact.
Mm.
But okay, so everyone makes their way through the tunnels. They load up into the beholder. Just before you actually make it into the beholder, you notice who's leading the charge, by the way.
Probably me. That's just race stuff for.
Okay, unless you guys want to. Do you guys want to initiative? So, Mendel, do you wish to initiative to race towards the beholder?
He's actually in the lounge room with me. He's heading back to his computer at the moment.
Right. Okay. Very good. So, as I'm saying, so is there going to be a race for the beholder, Mendel, or?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, Nissa, you approach the beholder first, and you noticed hanging off one of the eye stalks as you approach is a small bag, or like a shoulder bag.
I will take it.
Okay, you grab it. What's everyone's order, by the way? Who's going in where and when? So Nissa was first. Who was next? Hello? Anyone? Whoa. Alright, so approaching the beholder, we have Nissa, followed by who?
Everyone else, I imagine.
I'll go.
Okay, so
I'm just walking at my own steady pace. I'm not racing for anything.
okay.
I am rather depressed.
Alright. So Mendel and then Roosh, followed closely by Stevie, who's attempting to keep you consoled. So Nissa approaches first and she sees this bag, and it does look familiar to us. You're fairly certain that this actually belongs to Zaz. And as everyone else approaches,
Well, I'll pull the bag down first.
of course, like this is just happening while everyone's walking in.
Rish.
Yes.
I think you should have this.
Oh. Yeah, I'll look after it for him. Thank you.
That's okay. I mean, you should probably check it for the stone, but otherwise.
Ah, that's a good point. Although I feel bad going through his stuff.
I mean, I'm sure he'd understand if it's the stone.
True. I will have a quick peep in the bag.
Okay. It has essentially like all of his items, even the things that he was holding, that you would assume he would have had on him when he was taken. So it's like someone has just left his items.
So, like, he's been killed, and I found his backpack with all of his lootables.
You don't think that he has been,
From a gamer sense.
from a gamer sense, potentially that is what you're saying, but you also you do find in there a sealed envelope with like a wax seal on it.
Weird. What does the seal look like?
It has a cog around the outside, like so. Like it's like I guess what am I looking for here? So it's got a stamp, but the main exterior of it is like in the shape of a cog, and then it has the symbol of what word am I looking It kind of looks like a mechanical eye surrounded by a cog, if that makes sense. So it's like a
Huh.
yeah. So if you actually, probably the best way to describe it, the eye of the beholder on the actual figure, it looks like that, but around the exterior of it is a cog.
Right.
Yeah.
I will close the bag and put it away in my stuff to look at later. Not in public.
Very good. So everyone mounts up into the beholder. You actually notice that there are several additional chests in there. If you have a quick look through them, it is full of food supplies in order to supply you for a relatively long journey. So it's got like 30 days worth of rations for each, and a whole bunch of different wineskins and things. Not wineskins, water skins.
All right, we're all in.
Right, so and Stevie mounts up wraps himself around the back. The hatch closes up, and you begin your journey to the surface. And that will be where we will leave it for today.
Well, I think this ended up a lot better than what I was expecting, to be honest. That's what I was expecting.